See, last topic you guys learnt about how light is basically energy, correct? So it's like light comes as a wave, it creates disturbance in the medium, right? So that was basically Huygens theory, right? So wavefronts and all those things you guys learned. See, when a source of light emits energy, the distribution of energy is uniform in the medium, correct? That's where we get the primary wavefronts and secondary wavefronts, right? Now, last year you guys learnt about superposition of waves. Remember, addition of two waves and subtraction of two waves, like crust and crust, trough and all those things. So, suppose let's say I have two sources of light, and since light is basically a wave, what will happen if those two will come in contact with each other? So, this is basically interference of light. Okay. So, what is interference? Like a formal definition, the phenomenon of non-uniform distribution of energy in the medium due to superposition of two light waves is interference of light. Okay. So, as the definition itself tells, that it's a non-uniform distribution of energy. See, when we talk about non-uniform, meaning if you have let's say a normal room where you have a source of light, then every part of the room is lit by the light, correct? Every part of the room. Now, suppose let's say you have two sources of light, but instead of lighting the whole room, let's say there were bright patches and dark patches in the room. So here what we say is this is called as non-uniform distribution, because how are we getting the dark patches if we have two sources of light? That's not possible, correct? But here in interference of light, that happens. So what exactly happens here is the energy in the dark fringes, we call those patches as fringes. The energy in the dark fringes gets redistributed onto the bright fringe. Okay, so wherever we get that bright patch, that's nothing but a bright fringe, we call that as constructive interference, and wherever we get the dark fringe, it's called as destructive interference. Okay, so what we get is we get interference fringes, or we can say a band of interference. So as you can see in the picture, this is interference of electron basically. Okay, so even electrons also behave like waves. All those things you guys will learn later. So this was first done by Thomas Young. Okay, so he was the first person who did interference of light. Now, what all he did, how he concluded that yes, light also undergoes interference of light, all those things you guys will learn in the next video.